Don't, 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 feed, the animals is on again. Yes, it is. Don't feed the animals. Don't feed the animals. Hey, don't feed the animals is back. My name. Oops, I messed up. My name is James. Welcome again. Hey.
What is going on?
Hey, everybody. Sorry about that. I got into a little fighting inspirational
Get this
spirit.
man a record.
Yep. And welcome back
Platinum.
again to Don't Feed the Animals podcast. My name is James, and with me today on this episode, I have Orvil. You heard him? Did we hear him? Is he there? People are gonna think I'm talking to myself. What's happening?
Dude, it's been a wild ride.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
You know, when you get on the roller coaster and you're like, oh man, like I don't know what to expect. And then it goes click, 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 click. Sounds like I'm drinking water.
Yeah,
But you know, when
like
it starts to go up and you start to anticipate. It's
Yep.
like, oh, the drop is coming. That's how I feel right now.
That's cool. And you ready to ride down this journey?
Oh man.
We already clicked up to the top. Now we're gonna wait. Is that your way of saying it's gonna go downhill from here?
No, that means it's gonna be fun.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Like, yeah.
You gotta lift your hands up. All right. So everybody listen along. Lift your hands up because this is gonna be a good one. So, hey everybody, it's been a week. I have been trying my hardest to get this YouTube thing making sense. I know I said I was going to put up a video of my trip to CEO/Fighter Fest. Unfortunately, came into a little bit of snags. Unfortunately, the footage that I recorded was not good enough of a quality for me to feel comfortable putting it out. I apparently don't know how to use a video camera, and I'm gonna have to figure out a better way to do it. So,
YouTube, how to use it.
yeah. So, forgive me. I know I said I was gonna put up some footage. I really wanted you guys to see what's up, but you know what? There's plenty of other documentors that go ahead and film things better than me. Use YouTube. Look up CEO 2019 recaps. You'll see exactly how things went. It is pretty much you get everything you need from way better videos than I would have taken. And same thing with a Fighter Fest. If you guys just look up Fighter Fest, you'll pretty much find that pretty much everything that went down, it was a free pay-per-view. Either way, that being said, that was just a recap of everything going on. Let me tell you guys something. I brought Orville along.
Hola, amigos
I
and amigas.
needed to show him us. Actually, this is the thing. We were going to watch a movie. We were originally going to watch The Crow. And let me get the Crow thing out of the way because, yeah. You gave me the impression that you have not seen the movie Crow, and that made me nervous because of the fact that The Crow is one of my favorite movies ever. I mean, in this room, you do see that I have...
Yeah, I see it. I see the toys.
Toys and figures and pictures. Because I like Bruce Lee, and the late great Brandon Lee played the Crow in that movie. And if you haven't seen that movie, I recommend that you do. And I will deeply synopsis that movie in a future episode. But things kind of took a turn when I was going through, I was going to show him the movie, but it ended up that I found out he did not see another movie. And we'll get into that. What would it turned into? Because we're going to first start off with our video roundup.
That was pretty good, man.
You like that?
Yeah, that was...
I don't know. I'm trying.
Yeah, no special effects, just you.
I don't think I'm going to put any in post. I'm just going to let my talent speak for itself.
Oh, pretty awesome. Authentic.
So for our video roundup today.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I only have one
I
video.
relate somehow.
Again, like always, we're gonna I will like it on the page, and we will see that So you guys should follow me on YouTube at Don't Feed the Animals. That way you can search those liked videos and realize, hey, I don't know what they're talking about. And be like, wait a minute, I follow their YouTube channel, search for like videos, go to the video that they're talking about, and we can watch it all like one big happy family on a Saturday morning.
Just like that.
Ready to
So
go to
get
theme
your
park and
Sunday
ride a roller
dress
coaster.
ready.
Bringing it back.
Woo!
Anyway, so the name of this video is Chef Freaks Out. It is a surveillance camera footage, real or may not be real. I don't know. I like to dream, so we're going to say it's real. It's surveillance camera. It's got to be real.
Hopefully.
It took place in July 23rd in 2010, according to the timestamp on the top of the video. So, like always on our video roundup, we're going to watch and react to it in real time. 3, 2, 1, and play. So, what we see right here is a bunch of people dicking around on their phones, and all of a sudden, Chef Boyardee, or Chef Humberto RD, comes out, and he starts losing his shit. Surveillance camera footage is only one second.
Slam.
He threw a glass on the floor. He just flipped a cutting board over. He took a pan of hot shit and just threw it on the floor. Everybody's like, you got one person with a rolling pin going like, what the f- is going on here? And they're all looking around and they're looking around, and he's just, he's taking the flour. There's dust everywhere. He looks like he just came out of 9/11. You know, he's just...
Jeez, man.
Sorry. And then bam! Out of nowhere, fucking...
The hero.
The guy who the waiter comes out of nowhere and just blindsides that fucking chef. And he's down. And then he gives him a little point.
Like, I told you not to go there.
Yeah. So they look like a really stressed out chef. Here's the thing. Upon second review, I've seen this movie, that video a lot. It might be fake.
I mean, it looks like bad acting.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could see a chef, because I've had people in the food industry. I've known chefs or people who cooks that worked in a kitchen. Some people, they basically say that it is a rough job, and the chefs do go crazy. Like, they do go nuts.
I mean, it's stressful.
It couldn't be more stressful of a job, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because serving people food probably is like the worst thing to ever do, ever. Because of the fact that, you know...
People are never grateful, I feel like, you know?
No.
Like, jeez.
No, they don't appreciate shit. You know what I mean? Like, they literally, like, it's hard to please. You just
gotta bring home
people who
love.
don't have good palates, who sit there and not know, and then you have to, like, you serve them this fucking food and you really worked hard on, and they just don't get it.
Yeah.
And then you have food critics, people follow them. So, we're gonna bring it back into the whole movie debate thing. So, we saw this chef freak out. It might have been fake. Watch it. It's fun for 2 seconds. But with that...
Whether it's fake or not, it's funny.
It's still funny.
You'll enjoy it, you know?
Yeah. It's funny to see people get knocked the fuck out. But, yeah. So, he said that he hasn't seen the movie Chef, which I was surprised. And it totally is like, you know what? Crow can wait. Because food porn is way more important than this.
Yeah, man.
It was food porn, right?
Man.
Orville has never seen the movie Chef. It was a 2014 movie.
It was. I recommend it. It was great.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, it was.
First things first.
It's great.
It's by Jon Favreau. I think I'm saying his name right. I always say his name wrong. Other movies that he's notable for. He's done The Jungle Book. He's done Iron Man. He's done Swingers. He was, he usually directs and acts in most of his movies. He was also in Made. Yeah. Great actor in my opinion. I have a thing for him. I like him as he's one of those actors and slash.
You think he's cute?
I think he's kind of cute. You know,
there it is.
Us
Whoop.
tubbers got to stick together, and he's a little bit of a tubby man, but I'm all for it. You know, cushion for the pushing. Jon Favreau, if you're listening to this, I got you, boy. I got you, El Jefe. Anyways, moving on. So we just finished watching, like literally minutes ago, the movie Chef. And how would you describe the movie? Like, give me a rundown on what you think like the plot was and like the simple. Like, what do you think?
Honestly, it's real life.
It was
it's
a little
real
real,
life.
right?
It's real life. Like it's relatable.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that almost like you especially when you see the food, it brings you in it. Like so all the emotional scenes, you're in it already because there's something about food. When we see food, we're freaking animals, man.
Yeah.
When we see food, I don't know. I say we. When I see food, I'm like, no, you know, like I'm with food, you. like it looks good. I want it. Give it to me. Let's go make this right now. And this movie definitely makes me want to be a chef.
It's food porn 100%. But besides that, I feel like it's a decent movie. I mean, if I was him and I was gonna be like, I want to do a movie, like this was my take on Jon Favreau. Especially like the movies that I've seen him do. It's like, oh, I want to know how it is to be this blank, and then he just makes a movie. And he's just like, there you go. Like, I want to be like a food truck chef, and I want to feel what it's like. And it's just like, oh, I can do that because I'll just make a movie about it, and then I'll do it for a couple months. And because he basically like took on, like, again, I was telling you before, I think his name is Choi is a Korean. He was the one who innovated the Korean taco truck, right? Like the freaking delicious meat mixed with fucking Mexican cuisine, well marinated food, a little Asian, little Mexican, just mixed up. And he was a fantastic chef, and I think he went that same route where he's like, I'm just gonna do what I want to do, and I'm gonna do a food truck, and we're gonna go from there. And I'll tell you, like, that's one of those situations where you're like, innovation just transcends everything, and passion transcends everything. Because that's one
even
thing about
in the
that
movie, the chef kind of loses his,
It's exactly what they do in the movie. It's pretty much like just show like that breakaway, like I'm stepping out this box and I'm gonna live the life I want to live. And you can appreciate a movie like that. It makes you feel good. Plus, there's a really good father-son bonding scenes in that. So if you're one of those like
there's
daddy
a few
issues,
lessons in there.
You get choked up for a little bit. Watch some of those parts and you're like, but yeah, the food. Oh, and we almost forgot the honorable mention, the most important part of the movie, the soundtrack.
Yo, that soundtrack is amazing. I love, I was like, it's perfect. It's literally perfect.
They have like Afro Latin music. They have like old school like remix like New Orleans style Marvin Gaye songs.
Yeah, it was
like just everything.
It was just
like
on point, man.
Latin and just soulful. It's just fun.
Yeah, flavor.
There mad flavor. Exactly.
Whoop. There it is.
Whoop. Whoop whoop whoop. There it is. But for real though, like that's the thing. It was almost like just like when you prep a good meal, you gotta prep a good soundtrack. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you that I got this soundtrack on my Spotify, and I play it every time I cook, and I'm just like, I think I'm the.
Yeah, you think you're the chef in the movie?
Oh yeah, I think I'm the shit. I'm just like making my simple dishes, and I'm just like, yeah, buddy, I got this going on. I'm telling you, man.
Bowl of cereal. Here we go.
Hold on. Watch what I do next. Take my spoon and stir the milk.
No. Don't forget. You gotta get that little mocha powder and just like drizzle it.
Even better. Because I'm 57.
And you need that.
Yep. Definitely need that. But yeah, man. So just. That movie was great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad to show it to you because, it's always good to find like certain movies that you're like, oh, I've heard about it or I've seen it, and then you see it and you're like, oh shit, I should have always known about this.
Yeah. Especially because I love food, and like I love watching the Food Network. Like, you know what I mean? Like I love that.
Something about it.
So for me to not know of this, it's like, yo, what's wrong with me?
Well,
where am I at?
I think what really brought it up is that while we were looking for the movie that like when we were gonna watch The Crow, I was cycling through it and they have the Chef's Show that's out right now. Oh,
it's on Netflix.
Did you? Oh, because I introduced you to that too. I introduced you with Binging with Babish.
Oh, dude,
Babish is on an episode of the Chef's Show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it. I think I saw it.
Oh no. Okay, so Babish had them on.
Yeah.
I
saw it.
And so they flipped it, and now you get to see on their point of view on the chef show him doing that episode.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah. So for those people who don't know who we're talking about with Babish, there's a YouTube channel called Binging with Babish, and I highly recommend. It's basically he does his
He'll
whole.
blow your mind.
Well, he started.
You'll die. Literally, you'll die.
You'll die. Maybe you'll come back. I don't know. And if you come back,
and then you'll be the crow.
Wow. Yeah. Only if you really love.
That's just a teaser, right?
You
there.
can only be the crow if you really love. But so Babish started off doing food recipes from shows and TV. So if you saw some sort of like thing that they had, even if it was a joke, he'll try to recreate it as screen accurate or as storyline accurate as possible. And if it doesn't turn out well, and he just achieves the fact of recreating it and it's not really palatable, he'll go out of his way to make it palatable and do little twists and stuff and make it really good.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's great. And then he has a basics episodes where he just basically shows you simple ways to learn how to cook and keep it.
It's inspiring, man. Like, you should be cooking, all right? Like,
everybody
let's just
should
put
be
it
able
up.
to cook.
Yeah, everyone. It's not hard. Just try.
It's like one of your main things. Like, you need. So it's funny. Like, you know the things that we need in life. We need to sleep. We need to eat. And you know what I mean. So the things that we need to live, like why would you not want to learn how to do it for yourself, or do it for yourself to the degree of where you're satisfied? Right. You should be the best cook that you know, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You should be somebody who's proud of what you're doing. Because like I said, we all eat, man. And you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. And if you want people to love you, just cook them a good meal.
He's not lying.
They'll love you. I promise.
He's not lying. You want to gain people's respect, you feed them. And you feed them something that you made with love and you made with time and effort. And people are going to look at you and be like, that's my new best friend.
And then, not only that, but you got to, once you get going and you start, man, just experiment. Mm-hmm. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
And learn from your mistakes, and that's it.
Cooking.
Don't burn your house down.
I never really cooked, like, growing up. Like, I started cooking in probably the last, I'm going to say
3 hours?
Cooking, maybe 5 years of my life. Yeah. You know what I mean? Maybe like 5 years. I think, which isn't much. I mean, I'm like 33, so it's like I know. I've only been starting to cook in my late 20s.
Yeah.
But I love it, and when I do it with pride. And what I've realized, because no one really taught me, or I never really took the time to listen for when people were trying to teach me. So, you know what I mean? Because it's like,
I'm guessing you've had this conversation with your mom.
Yeah, like everybody, because like again, my dad cooks, my mom cooks, like both, everybody in my house cooked, but it's just like I'm sure that they've at one point in their lives said, hey, do you want to learn how to cook? And maybe I was like, nah, I'm good, Yeah. Because I'm sure like every parent wants to teach their kid how to cook too, and I think it's very important.
It's necessary.
If you are a parent and your kid's like, I don't know, at least, I mean, at most 10, I think is a great time to start. You know what I mean? You shouldn't wait longer than that, I think.
I mean, just newborn babies, get them the chef knife.
That's cool. It. Give them a nice chef knife.
It's a good gift.
Just tell them.
And it's the gift that keeps on giving. So
yeah, it'll give many trips to the hospital. Don't do that. But yeah. But I think at 10, I don't think it's an unreasonable age to teach your kid at least how to deal with making a grilled cheese sandwich or something like that. Something simple. Cook eggs.
Yeah.
I feel like
French toast.
Yeah. I mean, these are easy things, but it's just they learn steps.
Yeah.
One thing that I've learned, and I'm only learning more and more as I get older and YouTube, but is basically food. It's all the same after a while. Like, you just have to know how things should be cooked, like meats and chicken and steaks, and you just have to know temperature. Is like the most important thing. When it comes to cooking, and how hot something should be, and how long it needs to be cooking for it to be edible. But it's all the same no matter what recipe you do. So once you learn those basics and like this is what it takes to turn this into something edible, that's the time that you can start, experimenting and practicing and doing all the unique crazy shit that that people do, and turns out to delicious thing.
And then you become a millionaire.
No, but yeah. Okay. I mean, food millionaire.
That's the same.
Oh, okay. It is. Oh, shit. Damn it, I messed up.
Oh,
but yeah, man. Anyways, good movie.
Yo, the ghost is bugging me out. This
ghost?
Ghost right here, man. What the heck?
What ghost are you talking
about? That ghost.
From the Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Jesus. I mean,
this little green one right here.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Creeping me out. Just staring at me.
Because I thought you were fucking like tripping me out. Like, I see ghosts, man. I'm like, damn, you got like the real food fucking like. He's fucking seeing things over. Yeah, I have a bunch of I have like a shrine of Ghostbusters. I like to display. I'm like a child. I like to display all the things that I love, so everybody.
That's not
knows.
a bad thing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee you, there's a lot of people that would be interested in this.
I know. I mean, but
you have a Mortal Kombat
arcade machine,
bro.
Yeah, I know.
Come on,
I'm a big fucking nerd.
But this is like, I grew up to this, and I love this. Like, it's like I get it,
It's a nice sentence.
Yeah,
and it's fun to play.
And you can afford it.
And
that's important.
It's affordable, so I could afford it, yes. But speaking of Mortal Kombat, we just finished watching a chef get punched in the face. So my question to you, Orvil, is that have you ever been punched in the face before?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, yeah. Simple answer, yes.
And I too punched in the face. And my experience for it was not pleasant. But it wasn't like a grown man punched me in the face. I was young when that happened, so it was another young.
Oh, I was gonna be like, damn, like you were young and like some old dude
a grown man
some old dude just came and
fuck you,
popped
kid.
you.
Hate your face. No, I was young. It was lame. I've never been to a fight before. I've found
you never been to a fight, or you've never been in a fight?
In a fight.
Okay.
I never been in a fight. I'm very pacifist, I guess.
But were you like an instigator?
No,
not
at all. I was bullied.
Ooh.
Yeah. Middle school's the worst. It's the worst time for
kids. Bro, middle school is the awkward stage.
Yeah, because you're not you're older than a kid, so you gotta throw all that kiddie shit away.
Yeah.
But you're
we went
not
on a
really
tangent
an adult
here,
either.
But what is it about middle school? It's the hormones. It's all the.
It's the worst,
dude. It's awkward.
Yeah.
And so I feel like
it's a fucking science experiment. That's what that is. That's like, let's throw a bunch of fucking kids whose emotions are fucking don't even know where they're going, and you get the worst time. It's like, what? So you're in middle school when you get out of elementary school in 5th grade. How old are you in 5th grade? What, 10, 11? 11 maybe?
Yeah.
And then what? You're 12 when you hit 6th grade?
Yeah.
13, 7th,
yeah.
And then 8th. And then when does it start high school? 9th?
That next year, yeah.
9th, 10th. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have the most awkward fucking stage of being your voice is gonna crack. Probably you're 9th grade.
I literally woke up like this. No joke. I'm not joking.
You're like, hey mom, and then you woke up like, yo.
Dude, I don't know. I promise. We don't know. It just happened.
Isn't it? I remember I had an older cousin once, and because we moved. I used to live in New York, and then during my last year in middle school, I moved to Florida, and then I haven't talked to my cousins in a while. But my cousins were a little bit older, but they didn't hit puberty yet.
Right.
And talking to them on the phone sucked. I was like, hey, who's on the phone? It's like, oh, you're your cousin. I'm like, hey man, what's going on? And he's just like, hey. And I'm just like, who the fuck is this guy? And I'm like, hey, you play the new Sonic the Hedgehog game? You know, it's really fun. He's like, no, I don't really do that anymore. I'm like, who's this fucking guy? It's not even my cousin anymore. And his voice is not even the same. He's
dude,
like,
I don't even know who your cousin is or what he would sounds like or whatever. But I'm from now on, this is your cousin to me. That voice.
Oh, I just got into puberty voice. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it was weird, man. I was just like, stranger, why is he here? Yeah, it's an awkward fucking time, and you have all these kids. You don't really know what the fuck they're doing. You're putting them in like their own little section. Man, it's the worst. Because again, you get no sympathy for being a kid anymore. You're like starting to get into that realm of like you need to grow up, and your peers are all fucked up, and they're all going through hormones and
think about all the fights in middle school.
Yeah, they're the worst. That you get into the most conflicts at that point in your life because you have so much to prove, or you have so much pent up energy. You got to let it all out.
Yeah,
and that's when most of my. No, yeah, I didn't get into physical altercations in high school. It was middle school where it all happened. And middle school, I don't know what it was, because again, I moved from New York, so everybody called me New York, and everybody treated me like shit because I was from New York. And I'm like, okay, you know, because, haha, you know, what a big piece of shit coming from New York, you know what I mean? Like, that's what you guys got on me. Like, it really didn't take much for somebody to just turn on you and make you feel like an asshole. And I remember one time this kid was doing spitballs in the back of my chair.
Big no-no, man.
And he was hitting me with spitballs.
Big no-no.
And then I looked at him like, what? Why are you doing what you're doing? Like, what the fuck? You know, like, what the fuck? You know? And then, like, you know, you see everybody else around him because, you know, it's all power and numbers type shit. And they're just, like, looking at me like, what, you gonna start something? I'm just like, just stop doing what you're doing. How about that? And we can move on. And then class goes on. I leave the classroom, and the kid was waiting for me. And he fucking, like, sucker punched me.
Damn.
He sucker punched me, and I was so mad. All I felt was like somebody like pushed my face, and I was just like, what the fuck? And they're like, come on, you're gonna go? And I'm like, no, we're not gonna fight because there's 7 of you. You know what I mean? I know how this works, is that if I fight you guys, I mean, well, I have no fighting experience. I don't know what I'm doing. It's not even like I punched a punching bag before. I don't know what I would be doing if I got into a fight. I'd probably get my ass kicked. But I was like, I don't want to get my ass kicked, but I also don't want to get my ass kicked by 7 people. Yeah. So I just dealt with it, and I took the punch, and I walked away. I mean, from the nerdier kids in the class, they, you know, consoled me, and they were like, hey, you know, just letting you know you took a hell of a punch. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I thought he snuffed me. I really thought the kid snuffed me. I thought he took his hand and just pushed me with his hand, and I moved.
You probably would have messed him up.
But what ended up happening is he loaded up a punch from like the wall 5 feet away, all the way like to where I was, and he punched the shit out of me. But I didn't know. I had so much adrenaline, and I was mad that I just took the punch, and I'm just like,
you absorbed it and turned it into energy.
No, I twirled around. Like, I twirled and took my backpack off. You know, my backpack off. It was like full of books, and I was just like, what the fuck was that? Like, because again, I thought he ran up on me and snuffed me, like pushed my face, because it didn't hurt. And you know, but the people were like, whoa, you really got punched in the face there. And I'm like, well, I don't even feel it. I didn't even feel it. I thought he pushed me. I'm like, he punched me, he pushed me. I got home, I got so mad, I fucking told my parents, and they were like, nah, you can't be getting picked on, whatever bullshit. And it was lame. It was bad because I, you know, tattled because I was just upset.
It happens, man.
It's awful. It was a failure in my
bullying gets no one anywhere.
No. And so I have another story, but have you, but I want to keep it on so have you got into any physical altercations?
Many times.
Yeah.
Since a young age.
Like kindergarten?
Like, I was a kid, and my cousins, this is in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
My cousins used to, like, give me boxing gloves.
Oh.
And then they would, like, train me. and then they would get other kids like in the neighborhood, and then they would have like bets on like.
Yo, they bump fight you out?
Yeah.
Oh shit! But
So
like you're like cockfighting, but children.
That's how I grew up.
That's raw as fuck, though. Did you win?
I did well as a kid.
Yeah.
I did very well. Yeah, undefeated.
Did they fucking bets and shit?
But as I got older, I started getting my ass kicked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They didn't give you like a nickname or anything, like.
What do you?
You know, like they give like the little nicknames to boxers, like the Hammer. They didn't give you. Didn't have one.
I gotta ask my cousin. I gotta text him and find out. I don't know.
So cool.
I'm sure, cause I mean, they're crazy, man. They're fun. Everybody has like a crazy uncle.
Yeah.
I don't have like one crazy aunt. We don't really talk to her. She's for real crazy. But like all my cousins are pretty much crazy. So it's like I don't necessarily have a crazy uncle. I just have crazy cousins.
Hey, man, those are the best though. Everybody has crazy cousins.
Yeah, but so as a child, that's how I grew up. And then when I moved from Puerto Rico I moved to Texas.
Yeah.
I was there for 5th grade, 6th grade, and 7th grade.
Okay.
I got expelled from 7th grade because I fought. Well, I didn't fight. So for some reason in middle school, boys are can't say this anymore, so I'm just gonna say something different. Hold on. Boys are stupid.
Right.
In middle school, like they're dumb. They don't think, and they think it's funny to punch people in the nuts for some reason.
Like a game.
Like it's a game. Like like here, I'm gonna punch you in the nuts.
Yeah.
And then no, you gotta get me back. You gotta get me back. Like what? No, I don't play that. You know, like
yeah.
So a kid punched me in the nuts, and then when I recovered, I didn't want to like punch him, but like I grappled his face and slammed it against the locker, and the I don't know, the lockers had like these like grates,
yes,
and it like cut his face open, and like
you got him,
his like eyebrow like was like the skin was like peeling over his eye.
Oh, you fucking bladed his
and like
ass.
he like passed out on the floor bleeding, and like so I got in trouble for that,
man.
Even though like the kid also got in trouble, he only got suspended, and I thought that was BS.
Oh, because he drew blood?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. A little cut on the eyebrow is nothing compared to getting hit in the balls.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying,
man. Shit, man.
But I also got hit by a bat.
I would let you slam my head against this glass right now and tap my dick. If I had a choice, I'd be like, just fucking hit me in the head real quick. Oh, well, what if I just flick your dick? No, I was like, nah, man. I'd rather you not flick my balls. That'd be terrible.
that scene, there's a movie, 007 movie, that scene where like he's sitting and they like get this giant Craig rope one. And like just right in the right in the bullseye, man, or right in the balls eye, or in the no, I got nothing. Sorry people, couldn't think. Not fast on my feet.
Nutsack. Oh god. Yeah, fuck that. No, he deserved it. Fuck that kid.
I know. But then.
But you said there was other times. Was any other time after that? You got suspended. Yeah. It wasn't really a fight though. I mean,
it was like you know?
He was playing with you. He just didn't know he was playing with the wrong person. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like there was any aggression towards you. It was just like, I'm gonna get him, and then
But it's like weird because like it's like I'm very rarely angry. You know, I'm like really calm. But then there's things that like completely set me off.
Oh, like a physical trigger, like getting punched in the balls. Yeah, that would set most people off.
Yeah, like there. If I guess if I feel threatened or something, I'll just react.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing.
I think that's a good thing. Yeah. And animals though, I don't mess with animals though.
No,
can't do that. I let my wife handle that when we're walking in the park.
Mm-hmm.
If we're walking, man, and there's little snakes start coming, I'm pushing her. I'm like, no, eat her. Peace. Nah, I'm just kidding, baby. I love you. she's gonna listen to this and be like,
she's
what
gonna
the
be
heck?
like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Why would you push me into the snake? Damn, man. So like my only victory moment, and I'm scared to tell this story, to be honest with you. It's not even like I want to fight. It was just like I got one over on somebody because they were being a dick. So this whole punch in my face thing happened, and like now I'm kind of used to the school. Like I'm wearing my clothes properly. Like we had unified dress code at middle school, but it's
right.
like you had to make sure like you looked cool doing it, because
right.
Because if you didn't, people would be like, why are you wearing your pants like that? Why are you doing this? And
yeah.
You're just like, motherfucker, I gotta look. I conformed, unfortunately.
Right.
It's terrible. It's middle school. You have no fucking mind of your own. But I did have that whole scene that happened with the fight, and I was just over it. I just didn't want to, like, I was just done with everybody. I'm walking home, and this one fucking kid out of nowhere, but you know the kid that you see from a distance, and you look at them, and you're like, you're a fucker. Like, you fuck with everybody. So you avoid them. But one day, he caught
just
me
linger.
He
linger, man.
Linger.
Just always lingering, man.
He caught me. I was already having a bad day. I don't know if I failed the test or fucking, I don't know.
Nerd.
Yeah, one of those like things. Yeah, right. I failed an algebra test. Oh, I'm so silly. Oh, let me down.
Actually, I'm the nerd because I don't think I ever failed any math test.
Look at you. I don't know what it wasn't me, because I love math too, so I don't think I failed the math test. I probably did. I was probably just having a bad day because of just dealing with the fucking idiots around me. And then here comes this kid who I've seen before, and I'm walking home, and he comes up to my face, and he looks me in the eye, and he goes, "You're one ugly motherfucker."
That's so. What is wrong? What the? What is wrong with people? Jesus Christ.
And I go, "What?" And he goes, "You're one ugly motherfucker." And I'm just like, "What? Like, what's going on? Like, why is he fucking with me?" And like, he just kept on. I'm like, "All right." And then I'm just like, "Please leave me alone. Like, please." And he's like, "I'm just letting you know what the fuck you look like. You're ugly as fuck." And I'm just like, "All right." And I don't know what happened. I just said, "All right." I fucking take my right. He was standing to the right of me. Took my right foot. I slung it way back. And just like a fucking pendulum, high speed, I went. And I fucking kicked that shit forward. And I swept the shit out of that motherfucker. I did like the biggest leg sweep. Put it this way. You know when you fall and you slip and you stumble and you're like, oh.
Like your feet go up.
But you ever fall and you see your feet in the air while you're in midair? I swept the motherfucking shit out of that kid. Yo, I swept him so hard his pants ripped. And he didn't expect it.
Did he poop himself?
He didn't, but everybody saw me do that to the bully kid. And everyone was like, yo. And then he got up, and I was so like, you can't, like, my fight or flight response kicked in because my eyeballs started twitching like a fucking motherfucker. Like eyeballs was just like, I look like a tweaker, like, because they were involuntarily shaking. My eyelids were shaking, and my face and my cheeks were shaking. So I was like, yeah, like, and I'm ready to cry. I'm ready to fucking cry. I was just like, yeah, but everybody's like, oh shit, you just fucking kicked whatever his name was. I don't know what the dude's name was. But they were like, you kicked so and so, like, oh shit, like I was the hero. He gets up, he starts pushing me, like fuck you, you fucking F word, and then I just ignored him because I was like, I'm not ready to fight this kid. I kind of sucker swept him, but it felt good because he came at me and I was over it. I had a pissed off, so I just ignored him, and he was just like upset because he got bitched out.
Yeah,
and then what's crazy is that days later, the kid gets his ass kicked by somebody else. Everybody thought it was me. They're like, do you live in this development? I'm like, yeah, I live in this development. It's like the one that's next to this development, which is the development he lived in. And it's like that. He's like, you remember that kid you kicked? Did you go back and fuck him up? I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, because he hasn't been in school because somebody beat his ass and da-da-da. And I'm just like, oh. But I said no, but they already believed it was me. So already a good amount of people believed I kicked his ass.
Perfect cover up, bro.
Yeah.
You did do it.
Yeah.
You did do it. All these years.
It felt good. So did you, when you got older, did you ever beat everybody's else's ass?
I mean, yeah, but I got this one time in 5th grade.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. I don't know what happened, but all I know is I jumped on the kid's back because I was like, I was shorter.
Mm-hmm.
So I like jumped on his back and just started punching him like on the head.
Why?
Because he punched me first. Like we were playing. I think we were playing football like during recess, you know, and I don't know. Like we were playing football and then like I don't know what happened. We probably like bumped into each other or something. I don't know. Like it was we tackled. We weren't supposed to, but we did it anyway.
Okay.
So it probably got a little
escalated.
rough.
Yeah.
And then he like punched me and then I lost it. I don't know, like I just remember being on top of his back and just like punching him until like he fell on his knees, he fell on the floor, and I just kept punching him. But like I don't know, like and then like you're just hitting and then you just realize, oh crap, like that just happened. And I stopped and backed up and I freaked out. And I was like, he was like on the floor and he wasn't moving. I was like, damn, like I think I killed him. And I freaked out. I started crying. I was crying like a little girl, bro. I was like,
yeah, because you're emotional. Yeah,
because like my voice was still like, so like it's 5th grade, so I was like, oh my god,
punch me, motherfucker! Don't you punch me? I'll fucking kill you! Why did you do that? Now I killed you, and now I'm a murderer. I'm going to jail. Fuck you!
Freaked out, and nothing happened. All I know is that I had to write him an apology letter.
Oh, sorry,
and he had to write me. And he had to write me an apology letter.
Sorry,
so I was just like, I feel bad because, you know, like.
Did you guys become friends?
No.
You know, they say sometimes
like he played it cool, but like I never liked him.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you fight people and then afterwards you. But that's like a mutual. Like I never liked you to begin with, and it escalated to a fight. When like
he was like my translator, I think.
Gotcha.
Like, cause I just moved.
Yeah.
And he was like Mexican, probably. Cause
he was
Texas.
He got fucked up. That's what happened. But a funny there's a part 2 to that me sweeping that kid story.
Okay.
Fast forward to like high school. I'm friends with a group of people. You know, life goes on and whatever. And I'm friends with this girl from class. But for some reason in high school, like I was friends with bad kids. But I was never bad. Like I never did anything bad. Like I went to class every day. I never skipped. I never cut. Not good grades, but
you tried. Not really.
I was lazy, but that had nothing to do with that. But that doesn't make me bad.
But you were there. You were
morality.
You were present.
Yeah, morality wise though, I was good. Like I didn't do any drugs. I didn't do things that I was.
You didn't do crack cocaine. Crack cocaine's a hell of a drug. Not yet.
That came down afterwards. That was the club scene. No, I'm just kidding. I never done that. But I'm just saying, like I was still, I was good. I didn't do any of that shit. So what ends up happening is that I'm friends with the bad kids, and this one girl really liked me. Not like me like that. Like I was good friends with this one girl, and she was like the worst in school. Like she's like got detention all the time. She was just a badass. But for some strange reason, they love me. Like she's like, "You're awesome, James." And I'm just like, "Yeah, whatever," like
right.
Like you scare me, but I appreciate your friendship. So now we'll fast forward to maybe I already graduated high school. Maybe I think that's what happened. So I graduated high school, and one day I'm on the bus, to go to the mall because I didn't have a car at the time, and I see her jumping on the bus, and I look at her, and she remembers me, but she remembers me in a fun way. She's like, "Look at this motherfucker right here," like this was. I'm like, and I look at her, I'm like, "What? You got a problem with me or something?" You know what I mean? Like, cause joking around, because I know she remembers me. And she's a tough girl, and I'm just like, what? You got a problem with me? But I look, there's 2 dudes following her though that are with her.
Oh,
The dude that I fucking swept in the school,
No.
She was going out with him.
No.
Yes. And he looks at me and I'm just like, And the person I was with, it was just like, is everything cool? Like, no, I'm like, I know her. We're good friends. Like, she was just,
right.
But I'm like, but that kid behind her, though, I fucking swept the fuck out of him. And everybody in middle school thought I beat the shit out of him. I'm just like, yeah. So
I should have killed them.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, fuck that guy. You know what I mean? But I'm like, whatever. We moved on. I didn't even talk to her when we were on the bus because, we haven't seen somebody in a while, but you're like, yeah, we were friends. And you just kind of give like the sup. And that was her way and my way of doing it. She's like, look at this fucker right here. And I'm just like, man, get the fuck out of here. And she just smiled and she moved on, So I'm hanging out with my friend who used to go out with her before this new guy. But he still hangs out with her or whatever. And we were just hanging out one late night. And I pull up and he had to he was probably going to go get drugs from her. But I don't remember. I just go in the car. I don't partake. I just I'm along for the ride, And
I told you it was gonna be fun. Woo!
The car got surrounded by a bunch of dudes, right? And then who is it? It's the boyfriend. And he's like, that's the motherfucker. And I'm like, no, he doesn't remember me. There's no fucking way he remembers me from middle school. And I'm like, no way. Because he's got a bunch of... And they're all talking to my friend. And my friend's like, yo, like, what are you talking about? He's like... And they're all pointing at me like, that's the fucking guy. And I'm like, holy shit, after high school, by the way. I'm like, how are you guys holding a grudge on me from fucking middle school? Like, I just swept you. It wasn't a big deal. And I wasn't the one who kicked your... I'm like, there's no way, because one guy had a bottle in his hand. Like, get that motherfucker out of the car. Like, they want to jump me.
Right.
And I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? I'm like, I'm not even a part of this shit.
Yeah, you're going to die.
I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
They gonna cut you.
And then meanwhile, my friend's like, he's like, who are you talking about? And they're like, this motherfucker is. He's like, James? And I'm like, don't tell him my name.
And my address is nice.
Yeah. He's like, James lives over in the
social security card here.
Yeah. I'm just like, no. But he's like, yeah, man. He's like, there's no way. James doesn't roll with like people, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not from where we are, where we get arrested and shit like that. He's like, he hasn't done shit. He's never done anything. I'm like, shit. He's like, he's a pussy, But I'm like, hey, but thank you for the backup. What it was is that I thought the whole time as I'm sitting in the fucking car is that this kid's holding a grudge on me from middle school. No, he was going out with her at the time, and he thought that little altercation that we had, the little, with her going, look at this fucker, and me going, keep walking, he thought that she was really like saying that to me, and I was really saying that to her when it was really like, no, we're friends.
Right.
And he was like, no, you're disrespecting my girl. And I'm like, oh. And they were like, you were on the bus. I'm like, it wasn't me. Because at that point, I'm like, because they're like ready to open up the door and just snatch me out of the car.
They caught you in the shower, but it wasn't you.
I'm like fucking rolling that damn window up. And I'm like, hell no, man. I'm not fucking getting out of this fucking car. Absolutely not. No, thank you. I'm like, Brandon, let's go. Brandon, whatever we're doing, let's go. Let's go, man. I appreciate it, man. But let's go, man. Let's go. And he's just like... And it's funny because my friend is just like flabbergasted because he doesn't understand. But then he describes the person that I was with. And my friend Brandon does know that. But guess how good of a boy my friend Brandon is. Because actually, by the way, the person I was with was Berto.
Oh, okay. Cool. I still haven't met him.
Yeah, we're going to have him on again, guys. For people who miss Berto, I miss him too. I gotta figure out what,
Baby,
when he's available.
Back.
Yeah, I miss you.
You can blame it all
and we're gonna have him on. But it was Berto. He described Berto to a T. So my friend Brandon's like, oh shit, because he was defending me like, there's no way that whatever you think happened. Right. But then he described Berto, and he's like, did James really? You know what I mean? Was James really being a dick? He's like, holy shit! But he still defended me, which is awesome, without really knowing. That's like a good friend.
That's what's up.
Yeah. But we drove away.
You need those kind of friends, real ones.
So technically, I almost got my ass handed to me.
I've been jumped.
Yeah?
Yeah. At a Subway. I've told you this, right?
Yeah, you started to, but I told you to hold on for right now, before you could tell me in extreme detail.
Okay, I'll tell you in extreme.
So you got where, at a bus stop?
No, at a Subway. inside a Subway.
Where you get sandwiches?
I was like, it was like about to close too. It was late. It was a late night.
Was it like
I was in high school.
Okay.
I was in high school, and I went to the movies with a group of friends from school, and then afterwards, I ended up going to Subway with a friend of mine to wait for her ride to come.
Okay.
And we were in Subway, and her ex-boyfriend, who they just broke up, thought like she was on a date with me, and him and two of his boys. Like, I was sitting with my back to the door, which I never do anymore. When I sit, I always look at, bro. Corner. I sit on the corner. I see everything.
Yep.
Well, two of them grabbed me, literally picked me up. I mean, I'm not that big to begin with, but literally picked me up from like behind me without me watching, threw me on the floor, and then he stumped me a few times.
Fuck, man. Did you get fucked up? Did you have to go to the hospital or anything like that? Or
No. I was fine. I was fine. I was like bruised up and like, you know, it messed me up. But
did it scare you?
Huh?
Were you scared?
Maybe I wasn't scared. I was confused.
Oh, okay.
Because I've done nothing, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's all good. Things got taken care of, so it was fine.
I'm not gonna further ask what that meant. What do you mean things got taken care of? Are you legally bound to say that things?
No, I mean just things got taken.
Things
like
just fall into place. And
yeah, like I mean,
fall into holes. That
I didn't do. I've never done anything. I've never done anything. But
I'm not. I got you.
But I just have I have really loyal friends.
No, it's good.
But
yeah, well, they're in the wrong anyway because you didn't do anything wrong. You can't, and they saw you and they thought you were weak and they took advantage of you and they you know.
Well, I learned my lesson.
I have a feeling that you meant they did.
Huh?
I have a feeling that you mean they did.
Well, they did too, but I learned that. I'm telling you, we go out like when me and my wife go out. I'm always like, babe, I need to be watching the entrance and I need to be somewhere where, you know what I mean, like perfect spot. The back corner where I can see and I have an exit behind me, you know what I'm saying? Like I see everything.
Yeah.
Like
I'm the same way.
The lessons I learned as a kid that my cousins taught me about being aware of my surroundings, looking at things like tables and stuff. See, just keeping your eyes peeled, you know? Like I kind of forgot, I guess, and I got my butt kicked.
DTA, man. Don't trust.
Yep.
That's how that works, man. But fighting it's crazy. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an aggressor. I mean, I get into little tiffs, like little rages, but I can't really see myself fucking somebody. You know what's funny? I get so mad sometimes that like if I did want to get into a confrontation, I'm like, I'll go into it thinking I'm gonna get fucked up by this guy, but I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like even if I'm so mad.
Honestly, like with fighting, man, it's just anticipation.
Yeah, I guess.
Just anticipate.
But I know I'm
like you're smart enough, but you're smart enough to think ahead. That's the thing. This is the thing. Like you got it in your head. It's just reacting.
Yeah, that's how I know I'm gonna lose then.
But
because if I'm fighting, I'm fighting out of rage and I'm gonna get mad.
Yeah,
I think that's how it is.
You gotta be patient.
Yeah, well, you're smart. You've been in little scuffles. See, that's the thing. I really never got my ass kicked enough times, you know, to like really feel like. You know.
I remember I did a friendly fade, you know, and this is now.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
High school, and I did it with one of my boys.
Mm-hmm.
He was like from Hawaii, and like he like kicked my ass.
Did he?
I got him a few times, but
like,
he was just
like
strong.
Strike you, like punch you in the face,
like clean pops to the face,
wow.
like clean to the face, like you, like the kind of pop that kind of like if you don't bite down, shakes you a little bit, makes your legs a little weak. A few times he got me, bro. He just had like, okay, I'm like what 5'6",
mm-hmm.
He's 6'2", so there's a big difference there, but
it's a non-sanctioned fight at that point.
But he got me good. He got me good.
No shit, man. Well, I mean, we do what we do, and it does make you stronger as a person when you get into these little fights and you find out.
We don't condone people go out there and fight, but
I don't know, but there's a difference between what happened back in the day and what happens now.
Yeah,
like, there's less fighting
true.
now. There's more explosions of emotions now, which lead to terrible things like shootings and shit like that. Where I feel like if enough people got into tussles, you know what I mean? Like you would feel more inclined to defend yourself or learn how to defend yourself or be smarter and fight in a way where you could kind of almost solve a situation because you actually know what you're doing. You know, like you know how to.
It's important. It's important. You know. I feel I'm people don't think about it, but I think
I know it sounds silly, but it's like I've been thinking like maybe I should get into some sort of discipline of martial arts just to know, you know, and just for, not only for the workout benefits, but just for. On the same note, the part of me goes, just buy a gun. It's just in case something really goes down.
I mean, you're in Florida.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's crazy over here. But either way, I think fighting especially when you're young, you know, you're young. Really, what happens when kids were fighting back in the day? Like, what's the worst? You know, I mean, I know that there's bad and kids really go out of hand and fuck other kids up and do crazy things. But for the most part, though.
Have you seen... I'm sorry.
Tell me.
Have you seen the video of the kid that's getting bullied and then he like grabs his bully and like picks him up and smashes him?
Hold up. We got another video for the video roundup. It's a segue into a new video. I'm going to search for this. We must find
Just be patient. I think it's worth it.
What's it called?
That's the thing. I don't know.
Bullies or kid
bully.
Or bully gets...
I don't know. They're just like these kids.
Bullied.
Gets slammed?
Bully gets slammed, yes. Let's see if it comes up. I'm going to see it. Why does it say movie?
I don't know.
Slam dunked? Is this
yeah.
Is this it?
Yes. It's in Sydney.
Right, Sydney school bully victim fights back.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
This
another
thing
reaction
is
so we're watching it
funny.
Right now.
It's pretty wild.
Let's go. It's on the news? Shit. Did he die?
What's up with this lady, man?
I don't know what she's talking about.
Check this out.
So clear. Oh my god. So hold on, pausing. Sorry. If you're watching
break it down. Break it down.
So you got this little shit. The faces are blurred, so it's really hard to get an idea. This little shit starts fucking this heavyset kid, but he's bigger. He's getting... I hated that though. You know when like kids would bully the gentle giant? Kids would still... It didn't matter. Kids didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And he's getting punched in the face by this little fuck. And he's trying to block it. And he got punched out. And now he's jumping up and down like he's Bruce Lee. He's punching him in the stomach. Oh my god, hold up. First things first. I mean, I know this other woman's narrating, but it's better that I narrate because the woman, she doesn't know what she's talking. So the kid goes, he goes high, tries to give the kid like a 2-piece, and the kid blocked it. The fat bullied kid. The fat kid is actually, the bigger kid is actually the one getting bullied. This little kid just hops around like he's Bruce Lee, got something for him. And then all of a sudden, rage mode kicks in because now I'm seeing this fat kid looks like he's got this little kid in his
He got hungry.
He's ready for a hip toss. Let's see. Is he going to do a hip toss? Oh my god. Oh, that's not a hip toss.
He got destroyed, bro. Yeah, he's
I'm glad the faces are blurred, man.
Yo, he slam dunked him, bro.
Yo, he
picked him up and slam dunked
in the head, yo. Like he landed on his head. Is he dead?
Look.
Oh, that kid's fucked. Why did the other bully walked up like, don't do anything? Like he looked like he was ready to, oh my god. Why? What, you think he's gonna go on a rampage and start slamming all the kids in school? Or Jesus.
It doesn't tolerate violence or bullying and is spoken.
Damn, man.
You know, it'd be funny, but she's like, but that boy got got jumped.
Yeah.
No, that was worth
it got
man.
real. It got real, man.
It's so good. Yeah, so
It got real.
Well, thank you for showing that. And you know what? I think call that an episode.
Yeah, man, it's been a pleasure.
Again, it's always a pleasure having you on Don't Feed the Animals. You can come back anytime, like always. I'm glad I showed you a something new, and hopefully, you show somebody who hasn't seen it. It's all about sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring and loving is
And
loving.
hopefully you people out there are sharing this podcast. Remember, we're on Spotify, we're on YouTube, we're on Podbean. Come on. We're on Instagram, Facebook. I'm trying here. Twitter. Let's do this. Share with your friends. If you like what you're listening to, let them know. Share the love. Keep in mind, you can always email us too. I'm going to have all the information in the description down below, or the left or the right, or whatever you're watching from. It's going to have all the places to reach us. I would love to have your feedback. I want to know if you love us. I want to know if you hate us. But the first things first, I just want to know that you guys are listening. So thank you for that. Anyways, any last parting words, Orville, for this fine day?
I'm gonna go. I think this is gonna be my wrap-up catchphrase. Don't be silly, wrap your willy.
Don't be silly, wrap your willy. You can't. I mean, there's no other sound advice than that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing else to say. But remember, people, follow the signs, and always remember, don't feed animals.
Signs all around. We talk a lot of junk, yeah, you vibing with a smile. Build something from the ground up, yeah, we like to clown. Talk about some real stuff, yeah, something profound. It's a pleasure that you hearing us, wouldn't mess around. It's a topic of discussion worth talking that we bust and put a nail in the coffin. If you love it, then you love it. If you don't mean nothing, still bring it to the public. Y'all, don't feed the animals, put them in a cage, they couldn't handle truth. We gonna bust out the gate like some cannibals. Same face, same channel, messing with the tune. A bunch of idiots stuck in one room, can't take us serious. You love what we feeding you, I'm with the show, yeah, proceed with the interview. Local celebrity, snatch a toy from your cereal.